Who knows, Risa Ontiveros, if she will run independently, may actually get some of the votes from Leni Robredo. Pero at the end of the day, if their goal is to really topple down VP Sara, may hirapan po talaga with the chain of events that transpired. Siguro mas
Ang isa sa mga sinasabing magiging katunggali pa ni VP Sara sa 2028 ay itong si dating Vice President Leni Robredo. Tingin niyo po, sapat na yung kanyang, after nung kanyang pagtakbo na natalo siya at naging mayor siya ngayon, sapat na yan para mag-resonate yung pangalan niya, lalo na sa Visayas at Mindanao. Siguro dito sa Luzon, may laban-laban, lalo na sa kanyang lugar. Pero yung kanyang naging trabaho ngayon, yung pagiging mayor niya ngayon, sapat na ba ito para makumbinse yung kabuuan sa Pilipinas, mga Pilipino, para siya ang iboto, di kayo magkaroon ng magandang laban sa darating na 2028 elections?
ala ko kasama ng Admar, ang sasabihin mo, sapat na ba yung 500 million? Okay, hindi. Kidding aside, no. Well, sa totoo lang, ano, if you're going to ask me upfront, if there's one person that could somehow mount a good fight against the vice president, I think it will have to be Leni Robredo. Okay, I think it will have to be her. Now, why? Why? Well, number one, meron din siya kasing solid block, no, to begin with. Pero ang nakakalungkot ngayon kasi doon sa solid block na yon, and I'm not only talking about the geographical block, no, dito sa Bicol, pero I'm also referring to the kakampings, no. Pero ang nakakalungkot kasi ngayon, and I think many of the kakampings may find it very, very hard to understand or even accept, no, as how their saint, no, if I may call her a saint, itong si VP Leni Robredo or Mayor Leni Robredo, is actually now lining up with the administration, particularly with Marcos. And nakakalungkot siguro para sa kanila na yung mga binanggit nila na mga pahayag doon sa mga lalaking rally nila sa Ortigas, sa Pasig, wherein nagkulay rosas talaga yung kabuuan ng stretch ng Pasig ngayon. Mukhang ngayon itinalikuran na kapalit ng 500 million pesos, no, na ipinangako naman at binigay sa kanya ni President Marcos, no. I think hindi ito nagre-resonate doon sa good governance mantra na gusto nilang sabihin, because if you are not able to act out or to even call out the corruption happening because of the flood control, then there is no reason why you should be saying that you are in favor of good governance, because anti-corruption mechanisms and anti-corruption stance is a very, very important congruent factor on good governance. In fact, kaya nga tayo may prinsipyo ng good governance, sana maintindihan po natin sa lahat ng ating mga taga-subaybay, dahil may corruption. Because there is this direct correlation between corruption and good governance, di ba? Pero kung ang ating ikalawang pangulo na siyang iniisip nila na magiging matibay na pambato, no, ng administrasyon, kung mamanokin man siya, no, ni Marcos, parang may mga malalagas, no, sa kanya, lalong-lalo na yung mga purist na kung tawagin, yung mga talagang naniniwala doon sa presensya at sa esensya ng good governance. Mukhang hindi na niya ito makukuha dahil sa ginawa niyang pagtanggap ng malaking pera na yon kay Marcos at sa pagtalikod niya doon sa kanyang mga tinura nung panahon na sila ay magkatunggali bilang Vice President noong 2016 elections, no. And I think this is para sa mga kakamping, no, ito ay mahirap i-reconcile yung idea na yon, no. Mahirap i-justify or i-rationalize kung bakit niya ginawa yon. And I think many of them may be thinking, of putting up their votes or going to other potential candidates. Who knows, Risa Ontiveros, if she will run independently, may actually get some of the votes from Leni Robredo. Pero at the end of the day, if their goal is to really topple down VP Sara, may hirapan po talaga with the chain of events that transpired. Siguro mas maganda kung nanatili si Leni Robredo doon sa kanyang mantra na talagang kalaban niya itong mga Marcoses at tinutuligsa niya yung korupsyon, siguro mas nag-solidify yung kanyang voter base at maaaring mas magkaroon siya ng mas magandang tsansa heading into the 2028 elections. But the way things are going on right now, I think it's hard. Although she still remains to be a formidable opponent, pero I highly doubt it if she'll ever win.
Huli na lang po, Prof. Sa tingin niyo po, bakit kaya lumabas din yung issue, no? Patungkol daw sa gusto raw makipag-usap ni Vice President Sara Duterte kay PBBM. Una yata itong kumalat sa mga vlogger na mga tinatawag na loyalista. Dito ito unang mga lumabas at nagpakalat na itinanggi naman ng kampo ng pangalawang Pangulo. Sa tingin niyo po, bakit kaya, excuse me, yan ay lumabas?
Well, number one, chismis. Pangalawa, fake news. Pangatlo, wala talagang batayanan. I don't think it's in the persona of the Vice President to actually go out of her way to even, create even a slightest conversation with the President after what the President has put her family and herself, her own self at the moment. Imagine, the former president is in The Hague. The family's patriarch is not here in the country, and not only the patriarch, he was the former president is not here, and then para sa kanya, no, the vice president herself, she had to go to this impeachment right now. Even Pulong Duterte and Basti Duterte has been filed charges on their own. So in short, this is really a parang well executed demolition job on the family, no. And I don't understand why on earth will Sara Duterte, the vice president, will go out of her way to even create a dialogue or make a conversation with the president, no? Or siguro maaari nga, no? Pero I'm sure she will not be saying very nice things or pleasantries to the president, but rather maybe she would like to tell the president to his face, no, what's going to happen in the future, no? Maaari yun yung sasabihin niya para maliwanag daw sa Pangulo kung anong kakaharapin niya after 2028.
Opo. Siguro, Prof, huli na lang, mensahe po ninyo sa ating mga kababayan at idugtong ko na rin yung naging pahayag, no, sa isang panayam, no, ng isang House Prosecutor, abogado po, sabi niya, ayaw na niyang makitang magkaroon muli ng people power kung hindi, kung ma-acquit daw o ma-absuelto itong si VP Sara Duterte sa impeachment trial. O sa tingin ho ninyo, opposite po ang mangyayari?
Wala naman talaga magiging people power, no? In the first place, they do not have the numbers to mount a people power. Pangalawa, the people are already tired of that, no? Sabi ko nga sa inyo, no, in the past, with all these things that are happening right now, no, the flood control and all of this corruption scandals, if the public is still invested, no, in mounting a people power, we can do so, no? Pero alam nyo, sa sobrang hirap ng buhay na binigay sa atin ng administrasyon na to, parang mas pipiliin na lang nila na magtrabaho, no? Mas pipiliin na lang nila na kumayod kasi nga ang hirap mabuhay sa panahon ngayon kesa mag-rally, no? So I highly doubt it. So sa akin, kung sakaling acquittal lang magiging resulta or conviction man, I think we need to accept it. Pero kasi mahirap pangunahan eh. Para bang ngayon pa lang, this early, sinasabi nyo na magkakaroon na acquittal. Eh bakit pa tayo nagtatrial in the first place, di ba? So bakit nila isipin yun? Dapat nga, mas palakasin nila yung kanilang fighting spirit. Kaya nila to kasi sinimulan nila eh, di ba? They started this. They need to see what will transpire later on. And whether it's favorable to them or against their desire, their plan of action, then I think they have to really accept it, no? Ganun naman talaga ang isang impeachment trial eh. After all, sila yung nag-isip nito eh, no? I think the Vice President will never put herself into this position if they did not really willingly design the entirety of it. No? I mean, the plan was really laid out by the people who are now crying for EDSA people power if in case it will result in acquittal. So ngayon pa lang parang mo sinasabi na talo ka na. Ngayon pa lang parang sinasabi mo na tanggap mo na yung magiging kapalaran mo. Bakit ganoon? Diba? Akala ko ba malakas sila? Akala ko ba very, very confident sila doon sa chances nila? So they need to stick to that at the very end. At huwag nang i-mind condition ng publiko na kapag ka nagkaroon ng acquittal, pupunta sa EDSA. I mean, the public is already sick and tired of all this divisiveness. No? Let's just accept the decision and let's move on. After all, after this impeachment, all roads will lead to 2028. Marami pong salamat
Thank
at
you.
mabuhay po.
Opo, thank you Prof. Sa inyo po oras, good morning po sa inyo. Ayan po mga kababayan, si Professor Froilan Calilong, isa pong political analyst ang ating pong nakasama na pakinggan ngayong umaga.